Ever get that feeling?
Very
Like some
common.
people just have this secret formula for success. Like they just put something out to the universe and things just, I don't know, fall into place for them.
It's definitely an interesting observation. You do see people out there who just seem to get what they want, almost like there's this uncanny knack for reaching their goals. And it makes you wonder, like, is there something more to it? Something beyond what we see on the surface?
Right. And that's what we're diving into today. We're going to be exploring these things called I am affirmations. Basically, it's about the statements we make about ourselves, sometimes consciously, sometimes not. But could the words we use to define ourselves, like, actually be shaping our reality?
That's the big question, isn't it? And what's interesting is that this whole idea of self-talk influencing our lives isn't some new age thing. It's actually got roots that go way back,
Yeah.
like ancient wisdom kind of stuff. And the really cool part is science is starting to back it up too, with all this research on how our brains work and everything.
So let's unpack this. We came across this story. It's almost like a little parable about a weaver and this young merchant. It feels like a perfect place to start, to really understand what this is all about.
Absolutely, it's a great story. So you've got this guy, the weaver. Everyone knows him, not just for his amazing skills as a weaver, but also because he's known to be this wise, insightful guy. People would go to him for advice and all sorts of things. So there's this young merchant. He's trying so hard, but things just aren't working out. He goes to the weaver, hoping for some business secrets or something. But instead, the weaver pulls out this small hand mirror and just asks him, "What do you say to yourself when you look in this?"
Whoa. That's such a simple question, right?
Yeah.
But it's so deep. It really gets you thinking about what's going on inside your own head. And the whole idea is that these I am statements, just those two words followed by something about yourself, those are what shape what we believe about ourselves. And ultimately, that shapes what we experience in the world.
Exactly. Think about it. An I am statement, it's not just a random thought that pops into your head. It's like this ongoing declaration that we're sending to our own minds. Like imagine planting a seed in the ground, that seed being our I am statement. We're planting it in the fertile soil of our subconscious, and whatever we plant there, that's what grows. It shapes what we believe about ourselves, about what we're capable of. And then that spills out into our actions, how we see the world, everything.
Which brings up a really interesting point. All this talk about self-talk, it might sound a bit woo-woo to some people, but there's actually some pretty solid science emerging that supports this idea.
Oh, absolutely. We've learned so much about the brain in recent years, and one of the most incredible discoveries is this concept of neuroplasticity. It basically means that our brains are constantly changing. They're adapting, rewiring themselves, forming new connections all the time. And here's the key. Our brains actually tend to believe the messages we feed them. So if we're constantly telling ourselves, "I'm no good at this," or "I'm always unlucky," our brain is like, okay, I guess that's how it is. And it starts looking for evidence to confirm that belief. It's almost like we're programming ourselves for those outcomes.
So like if you keep telling yourself you're bad with names, your brain's actually going to make you worse at remembering them. That's kind of scary.
It can work that way, yeah. But on the flip side, that means we can use this to our advantage. When we consciously use those positive I am affirmations, we can literally start to create new pathways in our brain. It's like retraining our mind. Think of it like this. You have a network of roads in your brain. Negative thought patterns, they're like well-paved highways. But if we keep using those positive affirmations, it's like we're building these new, smaller roads. And the more we travel those roads, the wider and smoother they become. Eventually, those positive thoughts, they become the default route our brain takes.
It's like hacking our own brains. I like it. One of the sources we were looking at mentioned research on Tibetan monks, how they meditate for hours on end. And they often use these really powerful affirmations as part of their practice.
Oh yeah, that's some fascinating research. They've been studying this stuff since the 70s, even earlier maybe. And what they found is pretty amazing. When these monks are in deep meditation, repeating those affirmations, their brain activity actually changes. They see shifts in their brainwave patterns. Even the density of certain parts of their brain actually seems to be affected. What this suggests is that these practices, they're not just about feeling good in the moment, they're actually physically changing the structure of the brain. It's like a workout, but for your mind. And it reinforces the fact that what we think, it really does have a huge impact on our biology.
That's mind-blowing. It's like concrete proof that this stuff works. So we've looked at the foundation, we've seen the science. Now let's see how this plays out in real life. Are there actual examples of people using this to their advantage? And the source had some really interesting examples of people who seem to have maybe consciously, maybe unconsciously tapped into this power.
For sure. These are people who their stories really show us how powerful self-belief can be and how that belief, often cultivated through affirmations, can help us overcome obstacles and achieve incredible things. Take Oprah Winfrey, for example. Early in her career, she was told she wasn't right for TV. They said she was too emotional. But Oprah, she's talked about using the affirmation, I am worthy. She made that her mantra. And look at her now. She's an absolute powerhouse, a testament to the resilience that comes from believing in yourself.
I know, it's hard to imagine Oprah, of all people, having to affirm her own worthiness,
Yeah.
especially with all that public scrutiny. Then you've got Muhammad Ali, a total icon of confidence.
Yeah, Ali, he was known for his pre-fight declarations, I am the greatest, I am ready. And it wasn't just hype. You could feel the absolute certainty in his words. It wasn't hope, it was a statement of fact. Like, he already knew he was going to win. And I think that unwavering conviction played a huge part in his success. It's like when you truly believe something, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right. And then there's J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Her early days, they were really tough. She was struggling financially, raising a child on her own, all while trying to write this book that nobody thought would be successful.
Oh, absolutely. Rowling's story is incredible. She's talked about writing the affirmation, I am enough, on a napkin. Imagine that, being in that situation and feeling so much pressure and still having that core belief in yourself. It speaks volumes about her inner strength. These stories, they show us that affirmations, they can be powerful anchors, especially during tough times. They can give you that inner strength to keep going when things are hard.
So these aren't just nice-sounding ideas, they're tools that real people have used to achieve incredible things. Now let's say someone's listening to this and thinking, okay, this sounds great, but how do I actually start using affirmations in my own life? The source mentions something called a 21-day challenge as a good starting point.
Yeah, the 21-day challenge, it's a popular approach to forming new habits. It's based on the idea that if you consistently repeat a thought or a behavior for about 3 weeks, it starts to become more automatic, it becomes ingrained. And remember what we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
About repetition, creating new neural pathways. It's like we're literally rewiring our brains.
It's like training your mind like you train your body.
Mhm.
And there was a specific affirmation suggested for listeners to try, right? A kind of starter affirmation to get the ball rolling.
Yes. The suggestion was to look in the mirror every day and say to yourself, with intention, I am exactly where I need to be. This is a really powerful one, especially if you're feeling stuck or unsure about your path. It helps you to accept where you are right now and to trust that everything is unfolding as it should. The challenge is to do this every day for 21 days and just see what happens. Notice any shifts in your perspective, in your mood, in how you feel about yourself and your life.
That's a great place to start. But we also need to talk about the fact that affirmations, they don't always work for everyone right away. There's this question of why they seem to work for some people and not others. What are the nuances here?
Yeah, that's an important point. If you're just repeating affirmations like a robot without any real feeling behind them, then yeah, they're probably not going to do much. Think of it like trying to plug something into an outlet that has no power. If you're saying these positive affirmations, but deep down you don't believe them, you're going to create this inner conflict, like a mental tug of war. And that's going to block any real change from happening.
And the source used a really great analogy for this. They said, it's like trying to pour water into a sieve if you're saying affirmations that go against your deeply held beliefs.
Exactly. If you're struggling with feelings of inadequacy, for example, and you're just repeating, I am successful, without addressing those underlying doubts, it's not going to stick. It'll feel fake, and your subconscious is going to reject it. This is where this idea of the fisherman's secret comes in.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It was all about the importance of feeling and believing the affirmations, not just saying the words.
Exactly. The fisherman's wisdom is that it's not just the words themselves, it's the energy behind them. It's the feeling, the belief that really makes them powerful. So if you're saying, I am abundant, but inside you're feeling a sense of lack, guess which feeling is going to win? It's about cultivating that feeling of the affirmation already being true. To really embody it, not just in your mind, but in your emotions, in your whole being.
It's like living the affirmation, not just saying it. So how can we make that happen? How do we align our beliefs with our desires? The source talked about a daily ritual for using I am affirmations that can help with this.
Right. This ritual, it's a way to make affirmations more effective. It combines 3 key elements, and it's designed to be done first thing in the morning for a specific amount of time.
Okay, break it down for us. What's the first step?
Deep breathing. taking about 12 minutes to just breathe deeply and consciously. It might sound simple, but it's really powerful. First of all, it oxygenates the brain, which helps us think more clearly and be more receptive to new ideas. But it also calms the nervous system, reduces stress, and helps us become more present and focused. It's like preparing the soil before we plant those seeds.
Okay, so breathe deep. What's next?
Then, once you're feeling calm and centered, you speak your chosen affirmations. The source suggests picking 3 affirmations that really resonate with you and your goals. And you speak them out loud with conviction, with feeling. Don't just mumble them. Put your heart into it. Imagine them as already true. So I'm curious, what 3 I am statements would you choose? What resonates most deeply with the person you want to become?
Okay, good question. I'll have to think about that. And finally, the third step in this ritual.
Visualization. After you've spoken your affirmations, take another 12 minutes or so to really visualize them becoming real. Use all your senses. See yourself achieving your goals. Feel the emotions associated with it. If your affirmation is, I am successful, imagine what that success looks like, feels like, even sounds like. It's like creating a movie in your mind. And that helps to imprint those beliefs even deeper into your subconscious. It's like giving your mind a blueprint for what you want to create.
It's so cool how it all ties together. The thoughts, the breath, the feeling, and it all comes back to that message from the weaver to the young merchant, right?
Absolutely. You are not who you think you are who you say you are. That's it in a nutshell. It's about recognizing the incredible power we have to create our own reality through our words. We're literally shaping our identity, our potential, our whole experience of life through what we say to ourselves.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, that question from the source really stays with you. Who will you choose to be today? It's like a challenge to take control of our own narrative, to decide who we want to be and then start speaking it into existence.
It is a powerful call to action, isn't it? It reminds us that we're not just passive bystanders in our own lives. We're the authors. And every day, we get to choose what story we're going to tell, both to ourselves and to the world.
And if this deep dive has sparked something in you, if something's resonated, don't hesitate to hit that rewind button. Take another listen. These are powerful concepts. And if you know someone who might benefit from hearing this, someone who's struggling, someone who's looking for a breakthrough, share this with them. You never know what kind of ripple effect it might create.
It's amazing how sharing insights and knowledge can create such a positive impact on those around us.
And as you go about your day, take these affirmations with you. I am listening. I am transforming. I am unstoppable.
I am listening. I am transforming. I am unstoppable.
I am listening. I am transforming. I am unstoppable.
I am listening. I am transforming. I am unstoppable.